9 machine, you can see Team Ernie in the Badger.
We felt he let himself down, he let me down, he just let a lot of people down. We were disappointed, it was a disgrace.
Right, so this is the first outing on the shitbox. We're going to have to find a new name for it, I think. But yeah, Matt's just taking it out for his first ride, just making some adjustments to the controls. And what did you say about the engine?
It's quick, it's very quick. I think it's quicker than Surrey and Jackson's.
So that's good to hear. We had a few issues. We've finally got the riser plates last night from Mecklem. Thanks very much to Mecklem for making those for us, but I just had some issues fitting it with clearance here. I had to space it out. I think basically this part on my frame is a bit bent because they're too close, but we made it work. I had to root through lots of boxes of bolts and stuff. Cut this down to size. It's gear position all right, Matt?
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah. He says the shock's a bit bouncy. Can't do anything about that. That's standard. Hopefully we'll get a better one at some point. And the travel, that's about spot on, I think, for travel. Paul will probably use a bit less because he's lighter. But first out in, not so bad. Oh yeah, the mudguard. We won't take the mudguard off because all the fiberglass on the inside was fouling on the front. So we might try that back on later. Make a shed out. And we're rolling. Yeah, so we're on the practice day here at Three Sisters. I just did a bit of footage earlier of the first ride of the new built Suzuki. Matt's done about 3 sessions on it, and if you're in standard class, you're leading, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm quite pleased with where I am ahead of the O'Keeffes on my usual Honda bike. But next session we're going to swap bikes and swap transponders. Matt's going to follow me a bit with the camera on because I haven't got a camera mount on the Suzuki. So I'll get a little bit of footage of me going slow on it and see what happens. Yeah, so Matt, you have to go as fast as you can on mine. I'll go as fast as I can on the Suzuki. Make a shit out. Starting for me on the Suzuki that I just built. I managed, I went like a second slower, 53 seconds. I could get used to it. I wasn't happy with the gearing on it, to be honest. I would prefer it shorter gearing. But Matt went out on mine and he did, I think it was like 0.2, 50.8 or something. He said he was like 0.2 seconds slower on the Honda than he was on the Suzuki. But anyway, this isn't mine, this is Paul's. Let him get used to it. But for the moment, I'm sticking with my Honda. But it should be its last weekend outing. That's going to get sold, and I'm going to build a new Suzuki. Hopefully I'll get used to it. I mean, everyone says it's the bike to have. I personally, I think the suspension, the front suspension's a little soft for me. I would probably want some heavier oil on it, in it. Alright, that's almost the end of the practice day. I've got one more session, I'll be back on my own bike. Mega Shed out. Mega Shed Diaries, 10th of October 25, Three Sisters, FAB-Racing. This is going to be the last round of the season, and probably the So, update on the Canal Rescue bike. Matt's just gone out and tell us about it, Matt. What was the race like?
Good, really good race. Me and Jacko, who's also in standard on a Suzuki, had a good battle. Some hard moves put on each other. I got beat up early on in the race, but we touched down on this what is it?
Side stand mount
bracket,
yeah.
Which is very rigid. Into one of the flip-flops, hit a curb. You'll have to get Mapplebeck's thoughts, because I was airborne for a short time, but stayed on, and then was just working my way back up to Jacko and got in with 2 laps to go.
So a P1 from Canal to podium.
Yeah,
first time out.
P1.
Mega Shed out. Okay, I probably picked a bad time to vlog, because there's a bike being dynoed. So that's the Madison Marlow's bike, Aprilia RS125, but we just realised that the dyno guy's here, and we thought, well, we've got to put Guto Jones on it, see what we get numbers. I'll speak again when there isn't somebody revving a bike. Are you able to do air fuel, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Guto Jones on the dyno. 11.7. Oh dear.
A shit box.
Oh dear. It's only got 12 horsepower. More dyno shenanigans going on here. Just done Linton's bike at 11.7 I think. And Malcolm's. 14.62. So update after race 2. That's one of the best races I've had in a long time. The O'Keefe's brothers, well, one of them did a wheelie. Anyway, they cocked up on the start, and I managed to get in front of them and stayed in front of them most of the race. Managed to start catching up with Linton de Miola. I think I was in 4th position in class at that point. Chased them down the whole way, but Ben O'Keefe caught me up, showed me a wheel in one corner, and then I just caught up with some lap traffic just at the wrong place. Got stuck behind him on the last lap, and Ben O'Keefe came past me. But you know, them's the breaks. But I really enjoyed that race. I've gone the quickest I've gone all weekend. I've just seen the footage by Motorsport Radio, the professional footage, and I do get a bit of airtime, so I'll show some of that. Mega shout out. And also in the results of that last race, the Canal Salvage bike, Huto Jones with Matt Lindley riding it, took P1 in the standard class as well. So that's 2 wins for the bike that we pulled out of the canal. Mega shout out.
Racing for race 2 of mototeam. At the FAB-Racing finale, poor launch initially for Marco Pandolfo, but his ends come off the inside and the second phase is good, which means that Sam Klaus won't be able to slide in for the overall lead as they come down to Luna Bend for the first time in this race. Before they start the first lap proper, it is the Team Acme bike that leads the way. Coming through, there's some other action further back. That's the 119 of Phil Joyce holding off Ben O'Keefe on the number 64, who, well, Ben's having an okay weekend. I mean, he's trying to fight for 4th place in class at the moment, but I think we'd expect a little bit more from the O'Keefes. We weren't able to speak to them this weekend, unfortunately, on our paddock walk. It's always an absolute joy whenever you get to grab a hold of them, because they are just a bunch of funny guys. But out on the track, they're pretty quick. And again, Mototeam is the cheapest form of motorsport in the UK. They turned up at the start of last year. They'd never done any racing before, the 2 brothers and the son. And now they are mainstays of the paddock, and very well liked and very, very fast as well. So if you're sat at home, maybe want to rekindle your MotoGP dreams back when you were playing MotoGP 4 on the PlayStation, or you know, you just fancy giving it a go, or maybe you used to race back in the day but you haven't in a while, can't really afford to do anything properly, check out the FAB-Racing website, check out the FAB-Racing Facebook pages, find out how to get involved in Mototeam. It is cheap, it is cheerful, and it is furious racing, and we could very well be seeing you on the grid in 2026.
Yeah, absolutely, Ross. But just a quick one to mention, Matt Lindley, running in P3 at the moment, is now got Phil Mackelbeck just 0.1 seconds behind him. Phil Mackelbeck has made that move on the 27 of Ian Jackson, now has squeezed past him to take that P4 position overall. So really good stuff to see. On our screens at the moment, we are still with the 119 of Phil Joyce, currently running in P7, with the Ben O'Keefe on the number 64 behind him in P8. Our race leaders, though, really battling it out. Still 0.3 seconds separating them now. Sam Close ahead of Marco Pandolfo. Marco got held up by a bit of back traffic, so now we'll have to see if he's able to catch up with Sam Close with just 2 laps left to go. We have 2 laps left to go. The 133 of Sam Close, our race leader. We're still just going to keep an eye on what he is doing at the moment. The 133 of Sam Close.
second, Phil Mappelbeck third. Meanwhile, in the standard class, it is Canal Rescue Racing who take the victory. Ian Jackson in P2 and Linton Dimiola in P3. Elsewhere, we have Ben O'Keefe, P4, P7 overall. Phil Joyce, P5, P8 overall. Malcolm Stein was P4 in Open, P9 overall. Gary O'Keefe, P5 and P10 overall. That's your top 10 for Moto Team. These guys got one more race.
So it turns out I can build a decent bike, because Matt here has just won all 3 races in standard class on the Guto Jones Suzuki that I built. How was the last race?
Eventful, because there was a crash right in front of us, so it was a quiet one, but the first and second race were great races.
So all success there, but I rode my bike 119, the Honda, for the last time today, so that's going to be going up for sale. And there's a new development on the Gold member bike. We're going to be using that as a demo bike for anybody that would like to try riding a motor team. But I'm going to do a separate video on that. Make a shout out. Hi, Future Joycey here. I knew at the end of the weekend that I hadn't recorded or said anything about race 3, so I was so bothered about recording stuff about the hire bike. But I'll show you the footage now. But for my last ever race on my CBR 125, it could have gone better. I think end of the second lap, I managed to be still in touch with the leaders because people had dropped back because we thought it was going to be a red flag. And I tried to go as fast as everyone else did round the right-hander at the end of the straight, and ended up on the grass. And it just went from bad to worse there. I think I was off the track like 3 times in the same race. So I'll show you the footage from that. But that's it for FAB-Racing for this season. We'll be back next year with Suzuki's. Mega shout out.
Flag up, flag down. We are racing for the last time for Moto Team of the 2025 season. It is Marco Pandolfo for Team Acme Racing who leads, with Sam Clowes on that 133, just touches behind. Absolutely brilliant stuff we are seeing from these guys at the moment. Behind, who leads, with Sam Clowes on that 133, just touches behind. Absolutely brilliant stuff we are seeing from these guys at the moment.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Oh my goodness me! Huge accident. Sam Clowes and the 191 of Phil Mappelbeck have had a huge coming together, and that will certainly be a red flag. But for now, we push on regardless. Up the front, the Team Acme Racing number 8 bike continues to make its way round as they make their way. to take the victory. Most of these riders have not actually crossed the line yet, so it could theoretically change. But it's Marco Pandolfo and Team FAB Racing taking the overall in the open win. Canal Rescue Racing, Matt Lindley on board, take the standard class win in P2 overall. P3 overall is P2 in standard, that's Ian Jackson. P4 overall, that's Harrison O'Keefe, P3 in standard. P5 is Malcolm Stein, second in open. Then it's Phil Joyce in standard. Gary O'Keefe in seventh is third in standard. Then it's Paul Kelly, Linton Dimiola and Madison Marlew all in standard. We lost Ben O'Keefe, as well as right at the start of that race, before we even started the opening lap, Sam Clowes and the 191 of Phil Mapplebeck in a very, very big incident.